So, you're probably wondering what the heck is going on around here as far as this election goes. Now, I did the live stream this morning and I basically stated that, this is the kind of election that basically justifies, well, I didn't exactly say it this way, but it basically justifies why people don't like to go out and vote. They pretty much ignore it. They just act like it's not there and they just move on with their lives. Or they just rely on their beliefs, their religious beliefs, and, go with that. And, honestly, nobody could really blame them, for feeling any which way that they do. Whether they just don't want to vote because of the fact that they know that either way we're going to have a controversial figure, in the White House. They just don't want to vote because, like I said, of their religious beliefs. The point is, though, this right here, this election and what's going on right now is a prime example of why people don't really want to vote that much. Even though they say record numbers have come out mail-in wise and in-person wise and drop-off wise, this is one of the reasons, as of what's going on right now, is one of the reasons people don't care about voting that much. And, and it's also another prime example of why people don't like governments overall. But this is also a prime example of something else that's going on, folks. This possibly could be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And what I mean by that, and the reason that old saying means so much right now, is because people like myself and my mom and our families, they put their trust into whoever we back and we vote into office, whether it's nationwide, whether it's statewide, local-wise, regional. Whoever we put in as the head honcho or the head madam, in office. We put our trust in that person. We put in our trust in those that are going to work with them, that we vote in as well. But after this year, after this election is over, whether it's in the next couple of days, in the next few weeks, next month, whatever is the case, this is going to be the example of the straw that broke the camel's back, because nobody in this country is going to trust politicians anymore. It doesn't matter if that person supports the Democratic Party. Doesn't matter if that person supports the Republican Party. Doesn't matter if they support the liberal, independent, peace and freedom, whatever. It doesn't matter what party they support. They are not going to be trusting a politician ever again because of what's going on right now. Because they don't know who to believe right now. They don't know whether or not Biden's camp and those that support Biden, are cheating and manipulating and corrupting the system to get him in office so they don't deal with Trump anymore. And then you look at what Trump is doing and his campaign camp is doing, and they don't like the fact that now all that time that they kept thinking about, okay, how important does our vote count? How important does our voice count in this entire election? They're looking at what Trump is doing because of what Pennsylvania is being accused of, what Michigan's being accused of, Arizona, you name it. And basically, because of all this, they're not going to be able to trust, anything anymore. In the next 2 years, 4 years, you're going to have people campaigning locally, regionally, statewide for offices and seats and all that. And people are not going to want to trust them. They're going to be paying millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars for on-screen advertisements on television, the internet, social media, you name it, billboards, you name it. They are going to do whatever they can to get your support. And the end result is they won't get any support because nobody's going to be able to trust them anymore because of what's going on. And this election 2020, is probably the best visual example of the straw breaking the camel's back. And basically that trust between the people, the American people, and the political people, basically this is an example visually of that trust being broken. And again, this is a prime example as to why people don't go out and vote, period. Because those people that don't go out and vote isn't just because of religious beliefs. It's also because, as I said, that they know it doesn't matter who gets voted in. We're going to have a controversial figure leading this country. But also, when you think about it, it's because they know you can't trust anything a politician says, whether they're a Republican politician, Democratical, liberal, independent, peace and freedom, you can't trust them. You can't trust them because of the fact that now it visually is imperative and visually noticeable that they, in their minds, in their eyes, don't have your best interest at heart. They don't have your best interest in mind. That all they care about is themselves and the power that comes with what the position they get voted into or reelected into gives them. This is why when you go on Facebook, YouTube, Daily Motion, Twitter, Vimeo, anywhere, Instagram, this is why when people talk about this election, every comment is basically downplaying each person involved in this election. It downplays, the trust in Trump. It downplays their trust in Biden. It downplays their trust in the Senate, the House, you name it. Because they don't know who to believe anymore. And what's going on right now is possibly the most prime example. And again, this is a visual example of everybody's trust being broken, of the straw breaking the camel's back. And basically now a lot of people realizing that perhaps their voices don't really matter. All that matters is them being a number, a statistic number in the whole equation of the vote. Like you could go in there and you could take your ballot in and it could say number 1,468 or 14,668. And you know what? It's not going to matter, or your name or your voice, your opinions, your choices that you put on there aren't going to matter because you're just represented not by your name, but by that number. That's all you are. That's all that's going to matter to them now. Or that's all they're going to be seen as now. So I look at it this way. Yes, as I said in the live stream, it is true. This is the election that is the most hyped up and most debated election ever. But it's also one that has basically done two things no election, no matter who was elected, president has done. And that's break the camel's back and basically break the trust of the American people and the political sides and parties that they support. Let me know what you guys think, though. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I am out.